So just to start this video off, I wanted to mention the Deathclaw design. This was a t-shirt I showed you guys a little while ago. I'm actually going to be taking this down on November 12th, so there's be 3 more days for you to actually get this. You could get it on a t-shirt, a hoodie, a mug. You could actually get a sticker version also, which is pretty cheap. The basic t-shirt is like only 20 bucks, so I try to keep the prices fairly low. But again, it's going to be going away in 3 days, so if you want to get it now, you can, or if you don't have to, and we'll just jump into the regular video. So Obsidian is working on a new game. We know this. They mentioned it a few times in varying interviews. Of course, the most recent of these was a Eurogamer interview. They kind of did a tour of the office, and they were having the CEO of Obsidian there, and they said yes, they're working on a large secret project.
But they're doing, they're basically doing effects for pretty much all the games right now. Stuff we're not talking about, which is hopefully not on a screen.
So this wasn't really hugely wide-spoken. I mean, a lot of people did cover it, a lot of press did cover it, a lot of people want this to be a new Fallout. The reason I think I'm making a video about it now and a lot of other people are going to start paying attention is, well, now it seems like they want us to know they're working on a new game. Yesterday, Obsidian's official Twitter account tweeted out a list of all their games, and the next one, or like where the next one would go, had 3 question marks. There's been a lot of speculation as to what this is all about. What game is this going to be? A lot of people are hoping for a new Fallout game, whether that be a Fallout New Vegas 2, maybe a remaster of Fallout New Vegas, who knows. But I'm going to give you some of the evidence, some of the tidbits of information we've gotten over the past few months, and hopefully you could come to your own conclusions about this. So in that same Eurogamer tour later on in the video, they actually mentioned how this new project is going to be their largest one the studio is currently working on.
Is that the biggest project right now?
No, it is not. Close, but it is not the biggest project.
Okay, all right, we won't ask any
There
more.
is another project.
All right, interesting. I think there's a corridor down here somewhere. Yes. We're not allowed to walk down.
You are not allowed to walk down here. So.
Something interesting to note there, as you saw in that video clip, he kind of hesitated. It wasn't like he instantly jumped at the idea that that was the largest thing. Maybe I'm simply reading too much into this, but it definitely seems like this isn't going to be on the scale of a huge AAA game, at least not yet. That's something important to note because typically game studios, at least as of late, haven't been announcing games super early on, and especially not Fallout games. Fallout 4 only had like a 6-month turnaround, that being the day it was revealed to the day it was released. So with that tour being a month old at this point, if they're not even dedicating all of their manpower to it, I think that makes it fairly unlikely that it is a fully new Fallout game. Could it still be a remaster? Yes. Or some other type of content? Yes. Another piece of interesting information is actually a few months ago, or 2 months ago specifically, Josh Sawyer as well as Fergus Erg, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, I'm going to butcher it, and I basically just did. These 2 guys who are the higher ups at Obsidian, one of them being the CEO, one of them being like one of the lead writers, developers, did conduct an interview with US Gamer. In that interview, Fergus actually mentions how for this new secret project, one thing he was doing was replaying through Fallout New Vegas. This kind of pointing to whatever the new game is, it seems like it's going to be an RPG of some sort, or at least taking some of the similar elements from Fallout New Vegas. In the same interview, they deny that it's a Fallout game, but that doesn't really carry much weight. Most game companies nowadays will just deny things outright, even if they are in fact working on it. I mean, it's better to lie than to leak things accidentally. But even when it's not, this is still really exciting. If you're a fan of Fallout New Vegas, Obsidian is making a game that is going to be at least somewhat similar to this. The studio is largely known for their RPGs and specifically Fallout New Vegas. Just from a money standpoint, it makes a lot of sense for them to do something that they are known for, such as a new RPG game, even if it's not a Fallout, and for us as consumers, that's something that we should get excited for. And then finally, Chris Avallone, the lead writer on Fallout New Vegas and Knights of the Old Republic 2, recently posted that Twitter image where he said how he really missed Fallout. It was basically a picture of Vault Boy as well saying, "I missed you so much." That's something a lot of people assume is just nothing, it's just people reading too much into it, but with all this other stuff going on, maybe he's back at Obsidian working on a new Fallout. Before people speculated it was at Bethesda. I don't particularly think this is likely, but at the same time, it's something worth mentioning. One final thing to note is Obsidian typically works with other game companies. They're a developer that typically partners with another publisher. With this in mind, I think there's 3 pretty likely things that could be coming from them that this new game is going to be. First and foremost, a Fallout. It's pretty hit or miss, whether it's a New Vegas remaster, whether Bethesda would actually hire a company to remaster New Vegas and not just do it internally, would be pretty questionable, or maybe it's just a standalone new Fallout, although I think that's fairly unlikely. At the same time, it could be a new Knights of the Old Republic game. That is one of the most praised games in Obsidian's lineup. If they're most well known for Fallout, I would actually say that Knights of the Old Republic is maybe their second most well known game, either that or South Park. And you know, obviously we have been getting a ton of Star Wars games as of late. Disney now owning the rights to the franchise has really been pumping out a lot of content, ranging from movies, animated series, video games, to really kind of monetize the series. The timing of this announcement or tease would be kind of odd. odd, especially considering we expect to get a official announcement from Obsidian in the next month or so. Considering the new Battlefront game is releasing very shortly, you don't really want to take focus away from that game for this new announcement, but maybe they're idiots, who knows. And then finally, something I don't know a ton about, but I've seen other people talking about, is maybe it's a White Wolf game. This is basically a CRPG. Paradox recently filed a trademark last year, and there's a bunch of speculation about that, and this could be that very game. It'd be something that's very up Obsidian's alley, although not up my alley, so I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'll probably just embarrass myself with my ignorance. So yeah, those are pretty much all the cards on the table. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think's going on here? Could it be a new Fallout? I think that'd be awesome. I'd be super hyped for it, but I wouldn't hold your breath that long. As always, again, thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.